Mr. Lynch, lives will be forever. Good morning, Mr. Simply. Mr. Simply. 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 Simply not Lynch. It's February 15th, so really 15 days, it's February 2026. 2026, it's a Sunday in Naples. Yeah. It's so full today. Always a very happy anniversary to anniversary of Mulholland Drive is released in Italy. In fact, and it's because the 24th anniversary because it came out on this day on 2002. Stesso. In Naples we are I think a middle sky. Someone tests perhaps one for me middle it's probably equivalent to variable. It means fact adjective, it means it's an adjective, it means sunny or clear day, days cattasi in general, alternative wind or two clouds or cloudy days cattasi in general, vice versa. And it's at the moment also seems to now. Perhaps also with a wind, cold and perhaps more vivid and cold. Yes, but in general this is one. And it's between late afternoon 14 and 4. It's 57 to Fahrenheit 14 Celsius. And this means this is really cold. Like this is classic adjective for the winter period. Support for the sequence, when the effect change the free as June 17. So activity overcome for the parts as per summer. As Epson non rimane favorable of me less per summer, I think, on body. So activity overcome for Jessica due to now for the winter. Welcome them and to be present on December 21. In particular, 16 on 4 and 3 p.m. in Italy, or as a rap sound, remember think Corborio, sono Borio, which I suppose he did. I'm sure I try to see and remember things to see. The associate symptoms of a proposal, activation to watch years. It's better not perhaps paradox for me. And in the new integration also for the autumn, the sun, sorry, the spring, the summer, and youth, let's factor the spring as well as soft for summer, the agitato for loot once again, the soft, so that's general for the season, repeated. Kasi кажете, за каждый грис, соответственно, у вас африканцы фигуры абсолютно complete. No, SB consider the on this video because it's winter, it's cold, so we complete should complete, but when I say the sentence absolutely we can complete, I'm referring to is referring to me, particularly perhaps really or for this video, for the fact that text fact non feel cold, but feel cold less. Non è più text, so this is practice with particular two practices, I follow it since I'm used to show started for the cold. And when it comes to the winter period, the winter weather reports video, generally I also write a comment to check the practice and think it's very the first part, fix the first part and the first one comment with an asterisk, so the asterisk, so if someone is in this case, see the first part of this comment or this asterisk to not tell you practice. Well, I don't know if it's false for the people, I think not, because in fact they feel cold for an I think yes or no, depends on that, I think 95% they feel cold. However, in general, in some way, for me, also good. Instead, about the status in general, today I don't know if I can say something just for yes, it's good, not to completely. If I can be feeling as I'm a few things. Ingrid afferma finché a 3% di servizi ci fuori, ci fissa 20 Fahrenheit 14 Celsius. But l'important thing is that atmosphere is that it's anticipated. Just before today, today, beautiful. Yes, and now finally this is the period in which the sunshine in particular, you can see itself on a film and the weather reports, because in the hours, it's or this hour, It's a coincidence with the fact that Sunshine came out, and so now I sing an extract better refrain from a classical Nepali song Sole Mio, because he sings it became a bit of mine, non glass passam, as absolutely remember for me, non glass passam, think about it. So, manato solo, più bello in o solo mia, sta fronte a te, o solo mia, sta fronte a te, sta fronte a me, sta fronte a te. Yes, fucking muscas was just and this is in Natalis as a sun, not only is a beautiful, it's a sublime as a shining sense, and also perhaps one of the bit in cases it's impossible, a beautiful layer like this. Not to kiss it, such a kiss it. Already until now, considering the period, change person, insomma, situazione nella stessa dell'ottobre, fact an hour before fact already me non from with them sun sky for rada, practically 3 hours and 35-40 minutes as maximum, more or less, in comparison with the Menanfens, no, è completely fresh nulla. Well, so it is, well, so this is mythical, we know not to continue in inflation, experience in curtain system, the one, things on also birth of the brews, curtain, apartado birth in particular, and only for sono is it the brews curtain beautiful Greek curtain, beautiful painted with benches, triple passage fact from the best to curtain, things related to matters, read on my comments section. It should be the point, in case, see, or read on my comments in the comment section, should be pointed to the first moment, perhaps for told, or one of them is read the comment section. I don't know if you can see a notice really well, shot near me, for later think of yes. See the green flowers, song flowers, mixed plants. Or if not, even better, should be better, I shot what is first part of video, which I showed you, the weather scatter, classic window in this classic video room. Assume they also the other mythical window, the other mythical room. However, Buddha's perspective, also from his other pages, shot similar to classical shot rimanente mistake in November 1, 2022, if I remember exactly, but it should be November 1, 2022, should be more than 3 seconds, and for the press curtain, bit the beautiful grey curtain, beautiful pentabranches, also perhaps in the first curtain destroyed the reports, a curtain, if I remember exactly, surely a curtain still in cover mention, but 1 day as a time should be also saying this short, so related to the fact of when there is it, and really shoot also one is, but more when there is success case measure. Adesso io rendo il test pitch sente sul segno che si fa da per scusare ripetere più fuori cortino più per te sarà più segno che fa fast stream non story la cara del cortino e in also ne I don't remember exactly se non so che se now si rendito su di cortino so ripetere repeat expression segno for 4-5 times. So that in the latest picture sentence it is but also and always better visible for me in its entirety in a shot at sequence mythic or legendary shot. Se cade the show del not visible, aspetta, mistake, not visible in the first days of last October, but important until the support is also 2 days, not visible, now see the special sense, also for the continuous favorite, because also valid, also for it, repeat once again, but also and always better visible for me, its entity, initial shot, 3 points, mythic or legendary shot. And finally, from my mythical keyboard, NGX 640 PG, 650, also, this is me, shot. And now also Also from the short film in the few weeks ago, and to be precise, it was January 24th, Saturday, January 24th, into which you also consider the actual condition of the keyboard, but actual condition since December 2nd, 2024, praticamente in effect seasonal light, una sezonalità mai tra l'altro Just It, yes. Great many people are from China. What's the secret to it? So, but sister, so myself, but what's the and finally, I hope you all have a great breakfast. Plates, late in general, also mass things, when I say late me from us, but as I'm painting, even if some paints, last December 31, in fact, that occasion for the first time is late in general for the people, but for my record, but not at all for my hours, because my hours so kind of almighty, make breakfast, this house, let's say, in the winter period, yes, at the same time it's late. But l'importante è che per fare i fondi regoli di action sembrano tutti queste strane fa comeback stante insieme start with but anche milk ti finta ne parte ma te sto cesare so anche tre regoli se sembrano tutti su straccio ad repeat e tu dico lo si regolo letto sono as just before no more than yes is just before just roll obviously just rolling quota 14 and 40 minutes. But, the important thing is to remember that in some way also they fortunately so I'm really hungry. And as we always say, breakfast sono most buildings of food, absolutely. And as usual, most money better to want to think about the one year. Yes, this I always lost the content think like X for my reason, Friday, perhaps also a new reason, but the moment better say the X for my reason. It was the fifth crash in the week of 8 Fridays ago. It was the fifth nostro weather reports the Beautiful Red, Black, and also White started infant mode in comparison with the previous. Remember to me for some aspects, the first one, also second, things that perhaps sono if they follow me on Friday's weather report. I think nobody which all man the reason weather reports. Yes, this it should be the time più, but I promise you that one day or one time sono time c'è better per detto di interessato su these things, on this speech. For example, non c'è obviously se inizio gioco posso mania, ma stiamo su for example biscuits are my favorite fact there are many beautiful combos with beautiful biscuits and yes, I think it's one of the best kind of types the chocolate chip cookies or no cookies chips chocolate or chocolate chips and if you're not mistaken also for biscuit message. But in particular, tu influencer red risk as well. So to make a faction shots from clone can see coffee busy. But also a quick shot in fact that's for shot from video. So shot in last I think 7 months. So si resa lo struggle, ci bisogna di pila, sono ci per better was one is quick to finish it. Now this one important one I think 228, 29 is 30 230 testo si resa lo struggle, ci the time di pila, sono the time ci per better. And so since that monitor at the iPad insert it once again milk so very good news. Quindi se usa tecnica back passa questa bomba sta stipendo un particolare mega bomba. Quindi forse che se la stipio il gioco su tutto come sto battiamo spagna so of course anything to the first time so that period and if insomma insomma se toll una cosa back passa questa mega bomba. Second thing is about CS fact and if the radio CS la cona the garanzie else from art second base position. Perhaps to the first attack segue the first phase of position with the pamot cioè always second base position. Cosa? Attraverso questa posizione era di Italian Palm Chocolate Chip si alza. Infatti, cosa? A tu comandamento because they are really super bar. Adesso tomorrow poi fa tre non ti molto cool dato quella ah sì so now repeat things that see before for last time effect before factor last time effect assume che not that is a shine it's not only beautiful in a sublime as a shine in sense effect it's impossible on a beautiful like this not to kiss it a shine to kiss it once again